This mosque opened in 2019, but almost everything about it, the domes, the needle-thin minarets, even the way the call to prayer is sung, was designed by an empire that collapsed over 100 years ago. To understand the mosque on your street, in Istanbul or in Rotterdam, you have to meet one man, Mimar Sinan. Taken as a boy through the Devshirme, trained as a military engineer, he became the chief architect of the Ottoman court for around 40 years. His obsession was a single, vast dome, one that could rival the Hagia Sophia, the giant Byzantine church the Ottomans had inherited. The formula he perfected: one dome at the center, half domes cascading down around it like a mountain of stone, framed by minarets so slender they are literally called pencil minarets. In Edirne, he built what he called his own masterpiece, the Selimiye, one enormous dome on 8 pillars, 4 minarets over 70 meters high. He finished it in his 80s. Step inside, and the walls glow with Iznik tiles, cobalt, turquoise, that signature coral red. Hundreds of windows ring the dome until it seems to float like a painted vault of heaven. But an imperial mosque was never just a mosque. It sat at the heart of a külliye, a hospital, a soup kitchen feeding the poor, schools, baths, a market, all built as one. And it paid for itself, forever. Through the vakif, a religious endowment, rent from the shops and markets funded the imams, the teachers, the cooks, in perpetuity. Now listen, these mosques were not only built for the eye, they were tuned for the voice. A dome like this can hold a sound for around 6 or 7 seconds. Researchers even suspect clay pots were set into the structure to shape the echo, though that is still debated. Either way, the voice was the instrument the building was built around. The call to prayer itself became an art. By Ottoman tradition, each of the 5 daily calls could be sung in a different melodic mode, so that, people said, you could almost hear the time of day in the tune. One court composer, remembered as Itri, is credited with melodies still sung today, including the Takbir Muslims' chant on the morning of Eid. Beside the mosque stood another institution, the Tekke, the Sufi lodge, where communities gathered for dhikr, the remembrance of God. Some orders did this silently, like the Naqshbandi. Others, like the Halveti and Rifai, aloud and in rhythm. The Mevlevi became famous for the turning sema. Scholars then and now have differed over these practices, and we will leave that difference where it belongs, with the scholars. Then in 1925, the new Turkish Republic closed every lodge. Sufi titles and dervish robes were banned. For a time, from 1932 to 1950, even the call to prayer was ordered in Turkish, not Arabic. But the buildings survived. Many simply became mosques again. In 1950, the Arabic call returned. The empire's forms had outlived the empire itself. The old religious authority, once led by the Sheikh ul-Islam, the empire's chief mufti, was reborn in 1924 as the Diyanet, Turkey's state religious authority. Many see it as the direct heir of that older office. Today, the Diyanet oversees somewhere around 90,000 mosques. It trains the muezzins, pays the imams as civil servants. And in many towns, a single voice is relayed to mosques across the whole city at once. And it didn't stay in Turkey. From Cologne to Amsterdam to America, mosques rose with that same lead dome and those same pencil minarets, so that wherever you saw them, you would know, this is a Turkish mosque. So the next time you see that dome and those slender minarets in Istanbul or on a street in Europe, remember, you are not just looking at a building. You are looking at the memory of an empire, still shaping how millions remember God.